Hello and thanks for watching. In this video, I'll show step by step my process for building a custom Bluetooth drive-in theater speaker. And as a bonus, I'll give it away to one lucky subscriber. See description for details. This used speaker was loosely held together with just 2 screws. Once inside, you'll need to remove the actual speaker. It's held together with 4 Phillips screws. Please remove them with a Phillips screwdriver. Here I'll be using a soldering gun to desolder the speaker wires. I could have just cut the wires, but I may want to reuse the speaker in another project and want them nice and clean. Next, I'll be removing the knob for the volume pot using a flathead screwdriver. Be careful because you're going to want to reuse this. The volume pot is held on with a small nut which will need to be removed. Here I'm using calipers to determine what size drill bit I'll need to use to get the USB cable inside the housing. Using a center punch keeps your drill bit from walking when you drill the hole. I start out with a small drill bit and keep increasing my size till I get to the final diameter. I like to use masking tape because it's easy to mark on and you can remove it when you're done. Again, I'm using the caliper to find the center of the power and the pairing buttons so I can mark them on the speaker. With the speaker installed and a small piece of wood mounted on the speaker, I can mark the proper depth with the caliper. I mark 2 locations and then I can draw a straight line across the speaker. Once the holes have been marked, again, I need to center punch before I drill. At this point, I'm going to assemble the mic stand by screwing the upright into the base so that I can check the fitment of the speaker. When marking to mount the upright, try to keep it as close to the main body as possible so the weight is over the base. Again, we're going to center tap this so the drill will stay in position. I'm using a small piece of wood under the speaker to level it up when I drill. Anytime you're going to do body work or paint work, you want to keep your materials clean. So that's what this Detro soap does with the Scotch pad. It cleans the surface in preparation for body work. Wiping with wax and grease remover is just another step to ensure that your body filler will adhere. This finishing glaze comes in two parts. Follow the directions on the package. Once mixed, you've only got about 5 to 7 minutes of working time. Be careful not to get this on anything you don't want it on. It's tough to get off once it dries. I clean up my spreaders with lacquer thinner, or I wipe it off before it's dry. So at this point, I want to share this with you. I've been painting for 45 years, and I have access to a lot of high-end paints. So you can leave this patinaed, or you can paint it with a spray can, or you can polish it. It's up to you. I'm not going to get into the details of how paint is mixed. Just finish it how you will and enjoy it. Preparing the primer so the paint will stick. This works with whatever kind of primer you're using. When using this tack rag, also wipe down the surface. It will remove dust from there as well. The principles I'm demonstrating work the same if you're using a paint gun or a spray can. When mounting these Bluetooth speakers inside these housings, you're going to have to get creative. I'm using a piece of angle aluminum, and I'm going to use the existing speaker mounting holes to mount the speaker in here. I've painted the outside of this speaker gray, so when you look through the speaker, it will look silver like the housing. You won't see any blue of the speaker. It just makes for a finished look. And I've also applied some two-phase tape, and it'll stick to the grill. It'll hold it in there a little better. They won't move anyplace when I get this mounted in here. So I'll proceed with mounting this, and you'll get the idea how to do it. But you do have to become a little creative on how to mount these in here. Each speaker is a little bit different. Time for reassembly. We're going to reinstall the speaker grill. Next, the JBL Bluetooth speaker goes in. Please note the power and pairing buttons need to line up with the holes we drilled earlier. I drilled holes in this angle aluminum in the locations of the old speaker mounting holes. It will then push up against the JBL speaker, holding it in place. Time to reinstall the L-pad. This will no longer function, but we need to reinstall it to put the knob back on it and finish off the face of the speaker. The L-pad mounts with a small nut. Hand tight is fine, and then the knob is just pressed on. Install the micro USB cable into the bottom of the housing. Put a knot in the micro USB cable and it can't be pulled out of the speaker. Plug in the charge cable before closing it up. This particular speaker only had 2 screws holding it together. One happened to be an Allen screw. Turn the power on, pair it to your device, and play a song.